The saying goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. One of the pillars of Adonis Athletics is its recognition of the importance of a coach and the role a good one can play in getting the most out of an athlete. Every successful person in any field has always had a mentor. This mentor is there to cut the learning curve, to make you aware of the consequences of actions you are taking, and to steer you away from negative consequences and push you towards efficiency and results. Can you train by yourself and get far? Absolutely. But at what cost? A coach's role goes much further than just writing a program. Training programs are simple and easily obtainable. It's about fine-tuning, it's about optimization, and it's definitely about accountability and an emotionally detached feedback. Someone who is going to tell you very clearly if you are not living up to your potential and being able to unlock that potential so that it can shine. A good coach is a friend and sometimes a tough one at that. And tough love is sometimes necessary for progress.
Being a PT and a gym owner has taught me how important goal setting is, and also having a structured plan around your training.
It's a therapy for everything you go through.
I want to see what the human body can lift, really, with these three main lifts.
So hell, I lose some weight too, and through that process just got into powerlifting.
I think the coach is very important. Something that I should have staked out way earlier.
His build is actually not ideal for sumo. If you have a look,
Yeah, training's going really good. I think just starting to feel a few niggles, predominantly in my hip flexors. So one more week of training this week, and then Amir's going to give us a deload next week. So I think the body will appreciate that. So looking forward to it. Warm-ups. Do you prefer to jump bigger and do like lesser reps, or do you sort of jump smaller and? Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I try to jump bigger. Heath has a tendency to go like much smaller, so he'll go like 60 and then like 80, then 100, like that. That would, for me, it would take too much out of me. I'll just, yeah. I think you get too fatigued by the end of it. You just go like plates, right? You just go one plate, two plates, and then as you get closer, you start to break it down.
I'll sort of go like maybe a couple of sets on just the bar and sort of do some light rep sort of stuff. And I'll just try sort of like 2s and 3s. It's not off fatigue too much.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Good. Keep going. Deep breath. Good. Finish strong. Push back. One more. Push back. Good. Lift it. Easy. Probably definitely a little bit higher than last week.
Yeah.
So maybe next week, I think it's deload, isn't it? Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's good.
But yeah, it's paying off, man.
Was that other one, man?
Oh, good.
up to the back straight. Right at the top. Just like last week. Good. Good. Yes, sir. Right. Good. One more. Back. Good. Yes.
Veins coming out of your neck.
So Ricky's busting out his back down sets now, and he's been killing. His top set was really good, really strong, and you know, you guys might be watching, and one of the questions you might have is, well, his back is not completely straight. Isn't that dangerous? And the answer is no. It's not so black and white. The reason why he can do it and have no back problems the way he's deadlifting now is because firstly the degree to which his back is rounded is not anything dangerous. Of course, the straighter the back, the better it is. It's more preferable, but sometimes because of people's dimensions, whether it be, you know, if they have a little bit of a bigger stomach, whether it be the shoulder girdle, the arm length and things like that, they may not be able to keep a completely straight back. So it's not always dangerous. Where it gets dangerous is when, as the deadlift is getting pulled off the ground, the back gets rounder and rounder. So people can't maintain a certain position of the torso as they pull. But when you have a look at his reps, every rep, his back positioning stays solid. It stays grounded the way it is. He will hold positioning. He's good at bracing and holding that position. So in a case like his, injury is much less likely. It's not going to be, it's not as big an issue. Should he strive further and further to get his back as straight as possible? Yes, not only because of lowering the risk of injury, but because also it would help his lockout. And that's something that I'll work towards in the long term. But in the immediate term, is it dangerous? Is he in a red zone? I wouldn't think so. From what we're noticing in regards to his performance, from what the feedback that he's giving us after the set, you know, how his back is feeling and how his body's feeling, it's all good. So just got to keep an eye on that and make sure it doesn't get any worse than that.
This week's been good, man. I'm pretty sore, but yeah, training's good. I'm receiving it. My body's responding pretty well, especially with the diet and all the good coaching I'm getting, so progress will be good. I can't wait for the next test day.
The elbows up, raise tight. Right. Good. Is that top set?
I was thinking I was getting close, but I think I'll go just another 10 kilos up.
Well, what was it last week?
140, 45.
Or 5 you got?
5, yeah.
Okay, so you got to go up.
Yeah. I didn't do too many reps before that one anyway, so.
Before this set?
Before that set, I probably only done like 1 reps up until that way.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to figure out how to do 2 reps up. I'm very confident that I can do it.
Well, you got to go up anyway, right?
Yeah.
Because you got all your 5 last week.
Yeah.
So you got to go up anyway, regardless. Steady, elbows up. Good, chest up. There you go. Awesome, good. Maintain. Elbows, back, good. Steady, steady. Let's start. Back. Good. Focus. Let's get it. Back. Good. Right.
Lost my fingers.
Yeah, that last one was sort of like starting to really break down. If you had to,
I've got my fingers.
yes. If you had to go on, like I would have said, stop there. But that was the last good one. What you can do is, for the next back down sets, put chalk on. It will help heaps.
Yeah.
And put chalk on across the chest.
Yeah.
It will help heaps. It will stabilize it a lot. But plenty of power, right?
Yeah, right in the bottom there, that pinky flicked out.
Yeah.
Ah,
Good. Very good.
I think that was more than I was supposed to do. That's 160.
All right.
I can't remember what I did last week.
That's all right.
I might as well just go.
Just make sure you write them. You need to write them your
I
number.
think I'm just going to print out my program so that I can
Yeah,
do it
make
that
sure you
way.
write it. Right, the other boys are writing it down.
Yeah, so
Yeah, on the track. You need to be able to get it back.
I'm happy with that set. Oh, that felt good. 160 was a bit of a surprise. I was supposed to do only 155, but I felt good enough to do it and come out pretty happy. That last set was sketchy, but oh man, just lost my grip, dropped my elbows. I think I lost a bit of focus on that fourth rep. Just need to work on that a bit more. But yeah, I'm happy with that. It's good progress.
Get that leg drop. Deep breath, chest up. Push back. Back. Yeah, good. Chest up. Back. Good. Back. Chest up.
I've got to bring that.
You're struggling to bring the chest up.
Because once
What
I'll take the
suggest
hand
doing,
off.
yeah, what I
next time.
suggest doing is doing more like upper back sort of trap activation exercises, just so you find it more comfortable to like be in this position.
Yeah.
Probably just not warm yet.
I'm really happy with my progress. Before the grind, my 100 kilo bench press, I could probably only get 4 or 5, maybe 6 on a good day. And I just got 120 for 6 for 4 sets pretty easily. So I'm really happy with the progress I'm gaining. Coaches are great here at Adonis.
Back. After you're starting to drop now, because we went from what, 105 last week?
Yeah, oh, 105 on Monday to...
Because there's no prescribed weight here. 120 was probably a bit of a jump,
Yeah.
maybe 115. But in saying that, you had a better position there.
Yeah.
Like your chest was more upright. And
Of
it
course,
wasn't
I've never moved more than 3 on 120, so
Yeah. Well, that's good.
that's good
Yeah.
progress for me. So.
100%. Let's just drop the weight to 1.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because that's nearing like a 9.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
G'day, this is John from CD Strength and I'm here to talk about the SBD knee sleeve. If anyone's been training or lifting for any amount of time, you might have seen the SBD knee sleeves floating around the gym or on the competition platform and powerlifting comps. The SBD knee sleeve is a full 30 centimeter long sleeve. That's a maximum specification for the IPF. It comes in a 7 millimeter thick neoprene lined in nylon with reinforced stitching. Comes in left and right designations, so there is a definite benefit with having the left one on left and the right on right, simply because of the torque design. It's probably the most prevalent knee sleeve you'll see on the market today, simply because the product is good, made entirely in the UK, worn by the best strength athletes in the world. All the biggest lifters wear the SBD knee sleeve, and they wear it for a reason, because it's high quality. Get them now, readily available from cdstrength.com.au. Thank you.
So Tarek is doing deficits as part of his accessory day for the deadlifts. When we tested his maxes, initially when we tested everybody's maxes, his speed off the ground is not so good. Not as good as we want it to be, and his lockout is pretty good. So pretty much anything that he can pick up, he's good to finish off. But wanted to get his speed off the ground a little bit better, a little bit more solid, his positioning better, get him to sort of master that bracing and that positioning well off the ground. And deficit deadlifts do all of those to different degrees, but most importantly being, adding that range of motion and making it harder off the ground, where you train that, and hopefully as you get better at that, then it will actually carry over to some speed off the ground for the normal deadlift when we come to the final test again. So let's see how it goes.
Don't shoot up.
Yeah, don't shoot up. So,
Not too much or at all?
no, as least as possible. When you get heavy, it is going to shoot to some degree, right?
So far it's really good. My body's been recovering well. I've pretty much increased my protein intake, so I'm guessing that's helping with the recovery. My sleep's been a bit better, so it's a bit evident that when your sleep's well and your diet's right, you start to lift a bit better and you can pull a lot better weight. So let's just see how we go with the heavier weight now.
You want to be pulling so the hips and the shoulders are rising at the same rate, rather than rushing it, losing tightness, going like this, and because that's defeating the purpose. You're teaching yourself incorrect patterning there. So you want to make sure the pattern's right. So really tight, like real brace good, hold, and then up in one motion. So the hip and the shoulders are rising at one together.
That's better, isn't it?
We tweaked a bit with the technique with the sumo. So last week I was standing a bit narrow. I was hyperextending my back. So this week what we did was we pushed over about a couple of centimeters each side, stopped hyperextending my back, and the weight came up quicker. So it allowed me to brace a bit stronger, so that way I wasn't breaking down in form as the reps went on. So it's feeling good. 3 more sets, let's see how it goes.
And how's your back feel compared to how you usually?
Oh, it's much better because I'm not hyperextending anymore.
So you feel like it's not as tight, right?
Yeah.
So it's a good indicator to show that we're not like overusing or the lower back's not overactive throughout the movement. That's fine. So it's a good thing. And then just maintain that neutral weight, right?
Let's get it.
Instead of doing this, and like hyperextending the lower back and just putting the excessive tension on the upper.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot harder. You can't brace from that position.
Does that put pressure on your back though?
It does. Yes, sir. Your feet are right. Get those hips in the right position. Brace, big breath. That right there. Good. That's good. Just keep it a little bit closer to you, yeah? Pull these up just slightly a little bit away from your shin. Keep it as close as possible. Feel like it runs up all the way from the legs.
Sounds hurt.
Are you taking care of your calluses?
No?
Do you know how to?
Yeah. Cream and filer.
Yeah, I don't know filer, but you know those things with dead skin?
Yeah, nail filer. No, there's actual callus filer.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, like you just cut it off.
Do it.
And then you like blow into it. It's fucking
well,
sick. It just goes
like
everywhere.
Snow.
Yeah, it's like literally just snow.
But you take care of it, man. Because if it tears,
Oh yeah, that looks good, man. You alright?
Yeah. It's getting up better, quicker.
Your condition is getting better too.
It is. The condition.
Like you breathing. Yeah, you maintain. Like you can repeat reps, higher reps now better than last week.
I think I'm bracing better as well.
Bracing looks better because your positioning is not breaking, especially in the torso.
I usually like punch over, right?
Yeah, literally. That was better. So it's getting better. Overall, there's improvement. Hopefully, we can turn that into the next one.
Right. This is 2XL.
What's yours? Yeah, we ripped off. We painted on his SPD shirt. Yeah, that's just because we didn't have any SPDs left. Look, that's just skin. That's just skin. Yeah, big boy.
yeah, take time.
And good quality meat food. Like properly, like packaged.
Yeah, I went a bit wider.
Was that? I went
Did you go wider with your stance?
Yeah, I did.
Feel comfortable? Like if you feel like you're not getting enough bounce out of the hole, maybe you've gone too wide. You feel like you're getting enough bounce, or you feel like it's slowing down a lot?
I
It's just I feel tight.
Feels like
I notice a bounce. I don't notice. It's just trying to figure out a way to get around that tightness in hip.
maybe just don't go as wide. Like instead of going from like here, for example, to like here, maybe it's too big of a jump. Maybe go somewhere in between. Let's see how that feels. It's common for people when I say wider, they go like a lot wider.
Sumo squat.
You know what I mean, they just over exaggerate it.
Righto.
Try just a little bit wider, not too much. So goes to the next one.
You know what I feel like with this one? You know the Road Warriors?
Oh yeah.
So Emmanuel's doing front squats with a front squat harness, which is his accessory day for the squat because of certain things that we noticed with his squatting. Now, each week, well, the first week he started, he couldn't do the front squats. If you were following from episode 1 and 2, so we had to change him to a front squat. We tried front squatting with cross arms, the classic front rack position, as well as like with wrist straps, and none of them worked. None of them he wasn't comfortable with any of them. Couldn't create a stability and shelf it. So we switched to the front squat harness, which is the last resort, but it's better than nothing. Last week he struggled with his top set for just two reps. So this week we're going to go through the same weights again that he did last week. No point going up in weight in either the top set or even the back off sets, because we want to just improve the quality of the execution of the movement before we can actually go forward again with more weights. It's always the best idea is to make sure that the quality of the movement comes first. The execution, the technique execution comes first, and that's meeting certain criteria before we can sort of move ahead. So we work up to, I think his top set is 120 or 125, and see if he can get, if he can better 2 reps, which is what he got last week, and it wasn't, so clean. So we'll see how he's going, and then for the back down sets, we'll see how the quality of the sets actually improve on that as well. So let's go. Yes, good. Back. Good. Back.
Does this make it harder?
It's different. Probably not hard. And probably not easier. If you as long as you don't cheat. How did the hips feel?
Hips feel okay.
Hips are okay?
Yeah, feel okay.
Right.
I feel the hips more. So more volume, that's when I start to feel the tightness and maybe there's fatigue or something. I don't know.
As you do more volume, you feel the hips. You're saying? Yeah, that's typical of any kind of niggle or anything like that. It would further aggravate them like that. But it feels okay now. Feels okay now? Yeah. So do your back off set. Let's see how that goes. Are you sure last week wasn't 120 and not 125?
Maybe it was 120. The max.
I got a feeling it was 120.
Oh no, so week 1 was 125.
Yeah, 125.
The week 1, so week 2 was 120. Sorry.
It was 120, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Last week?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was. So you misloaded, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should have been 5 kilos lower than that. Okay.
I'm not going to do it.
No, don't do it again. No, well, I mean, it's a good and bad thing, obviously. So go down to the same back off set as last week again. Make sure you're misloaded. And let's have a look at how that goes. Does your body feel beat up or not? It feels okay. Like, I mean, recovery-wise. I'm not talking about niggles.
No, recovery-wise, I feel okay because Monday I couldn't finish all my sets because I had a bit of trouble with it. So I feel well rested. Yeah, so I feel good. Yeah, I feel better.
Or in general, you feel well rested. Yeah. The Grind is brought to you by Adonis Athletics, Australia's leading chain of strength and conditioning facilities. SPD and City Strength for the world's leading powerlifting accessories, Raw Fitness Equipment for top quality gym equipment and accessories, and Your Health, Sport and Spine for knowledgeable and quality care of our contestants' mobility and rehab needs.
So you've seen the videos that I texted you?
Yeah, I saw the videos.
The previous 2 training days.
Yeah.
The squat went well in general. Deadlift went a little dicey.
How's the hips? Well, the deadlift, it was just the top set that
Just
you
the
showed
top
me.
set, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You should have stopped that on the 3rd rep.
Yeah, I agree.
You went, like 3rd got tough, and then 4th was harder, and then 5th was just, that
All
should have
out,
never happened,
all out,
basically. And so the more you grind and the more you fail like that, the more you will affect recovery.
In fact, I caught a cold yesterday.
There you go.
So slight cold.
Yeah, man. The more you push your body like that, the more it's going to suppress everything. Recovery ability, even like immune system, everything. You have to always leave room in the tank.
Yeah.
How many did you get the week before, like last week, on the top set?
Previous 2 weeks, I hit all my numbers 5, all smooth.
So that was the first week of that new number. This week, that video that you showed me on the deadlift, that top set, that was this week was the first time trying that weight.
No, I did it once. Not on the grind, but like a month.
No. I'm talking within this cycle, within this training cycle.
Yes,
that's the first time. Yeah.
Yes. 220 for 5. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
First time in 3 weeks. So far.
So you should have done 3, and then next week or whatever, you know, as we were progressing, you would have tried it again, and then seen if you hit it or not. Next week will probably be deload week, but for you it might not be. We'll just have to see, because your overall volume, especially your lower body, hasn't been that high anyway compared to the other boys, because we've been trying to get the hips to recover. Speaking of which, how's the hips?
They're still achy.
Any better?
Not really.
No?
To be honest.
Okay. Have you booked in the boys to see the physio guys next week?
Yes. I have an appointment with Julian on Friday next week.
Okay.
Well, that's what he told me to, because that's when he's back.
Yeah. Currently, the current level of the number of sets, reps, total volume for the lower body is okay. It's manageable.
I can do more. I can push through if if the program asks for it. You know what I mean?
I don't want you to push through, because it's gonna be.
But at the moment, as you can see,
you're not going through excruciating pain or anything like that. Like
probably not alarming.
At least not worse than before.
No, not worse than before.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're still making progress too, so that's a good sign. It means the volume isn't like, insufficient. There's still progress being made, so that's good. Just keep at it and book the boys next week. Need to pause it on the pin for longer. It's a little too quick. And alright, I'm positive you are narrow with your stance. Make sure you hit the pin and pause. Your knees are too straightforward. Yeah.
They're tracking this way,
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it doesn't look the same as usual. Which brings me to my next point, Heath. As part of the show's like requirements, you need to be here twice a week, just like everybody else, right? That's for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it's because of something like this. So because we don't get to see you as often as we should, we can't even tell for sure, like, were you standing wider, were you standing narrower, has that changed, you know what I mean, what's going on? I understand that time might be, a factor for you in regards to uni and other things, schedule-wise going, but it's commitment that you made. And it's not fair to some of the other boys, because they travel out, 20, 25K, some of them, to come here more than once a week. So, and that's because they want to get the most out of it. Secondly, it's just to your advantage. You're getting a coach's eye on you to be able to give you feedback. So, you need to make a decision. If you can't come consistently twice a week, then you got to tell us, and you got to jump out of the show, basically. And we've got to bring in somebody else. So, What do you want to do? Can you make it twice a week from now on? Yeah, because this one,
I agree with you, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, because after this week, I can't give you another warning. On the next one, it's done. I would have to expel you from the group and continue on the show. So you got to come. You got to have your sponsors' gear and stuff like that with you. You got to be ready to go, bro. You got to be ready to train. Okay? Because as far as the coaching is concerned, we're spending that time to obviously write you the program, review you the footage and all that stuff, give you the feedback. So you got to meet us halfway in that regard. Twice a week. You need to be here twice a week, just like everybody else. All right?
In the next episode, the boys were not expecting this. There's going to be a late wildcard entry. He doesn't have much experience in structured strength training, but is already on par with the top numbers of some of the contestants. Looks like the boys who thought they were in a comfortable lead are going to have to watch their back, and the ones that thought they could catch up are going to have to work even harder. Get acquainted with Jack and what he is capable of on the next episode of The Grind.
How long I been on the street? Dream about work in my sleep. Okay, I got a lock on the streets. Shout out to T the 3, and he brought it in cause of me. You don't know nothing about me. Life of my brothers.